Sports is an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. There are a total of 442 sports, and each of them have history and a founder behind it. There is more history behind each sport than we know, even the most common ones, as far as football, basketball, baseball/softball, and soccer. Football was founded by Walter Camp in 1876. He got the idea by watching William Ebb Ellis when he was playing soccer. It took 4 years after he founded it before actually forming the game. Walter played football at Yale University from 1877 to 1882. He began to have a huge impact at rules conventions. In 1880, the ideas of football was finalized. Also, in the same year, the Rules Committee began to change the rules to Walter's idea as far as the line of scrimmage, the exchange between the quarterback and the center, touchdown being worth 6 points, field goals being worth 3 points, 11 players per team on the field, and the concept of set plays. In 1906, it became violent because of a thing called mass plays, which included every person of a side moving together to attempt to score. In result, the defense would do the same to tackle the ball carrier. In the 1906 season, there were a total of 149 serious injuries and 18 deaths. Actions were taken after many people, including President Roosevelt, cried for reform in the sport, which led to a creation of Intercollegiate Athletic Association. 4 years later, it was changed to NCAA. Professional football was formed a few years later in 1920, which was changed to NFL 2 years later. Now in 2020, football is the most popular sport in the U.S. Men and women basketball was founded by James Naismith in Springfield, Massachusetts in 1892. He was a physical education instructor whose boss tasked him to create an indoor sport to help athletes keep in shape during the winter. He wanted to create a less injury sport than football. It consisted of each basket and a soccer-style ball. He made 13 rules, and the point of the game was to throw the ball into the basket. During the time, every time the ball was made, the janitor of the school would have to climb a ladder to remove the ball. After a while, the bottom of the basket was removed. And in 1906, metal hoops, nets, and backboards were introduced. A few more years later, the soccer-like ball was replaced with a Spalding ball similar to the one today. In 1941, NBA was formed in the U.S. Many years later, in 1966, WNBA was announced. Baseball was founded by Abner Doubleday in Cooperstown, New York in 1839. It is a bat ball game played between two opposing teams who take turns hitting and fielding on a diamond field. Softball is the same exact thing with a few changes, and it was founded by George Hancock and another in 1887. The difference between the two games are the ball lengths, the length of the innings, the pitching length, stance, and lastly, how the ball is delivered. MLB was established in 1871, which is semi-popular in the United States. Women's professional sport is not talked about like MLB, but National Pro Fast Pitch was not announced until 2002. Soccer has no creator because it is a game that has been known for a kick and ball game around the field, which eventually turned into soccer. It is a team sport played with a ball between two teams of 11 players. Soccer is played by millions in over 200 countries, which is a popular sport in the world. The objective of the game is to score by moving the ball to the goal line on the opposing side. Also, it is a non-hand using sport. The only position that can use hands is the goalkeeper. One cool fact about soccer is that ancient Greeks and Romans used the game of soccer games to sharpen their warriors before battle. This sport is one of the most common sports, but has little history because it has been around so long that no one could create it. Each common sport, but soccer, has a creator. Even though the creators are not mentioned, often the world is grateful. There would not be sports if these creators did not take the time to have an open mind to create each one. People are very wealthy all because of the sport, and some even dream to be wealthy while playing the most loved sport to them. History is made creating it, and it continues to make history each year. To many, sports is more than just a word, it's a lifestyle to them.